players keep a trophy from their victims.
He's toying with you, Glenn.
You slaughtered my wife. When I'm dead. How close are you really to catching him? Murdering 4 innocent people? You can't wait forever! It's over!
Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Hey, Gianni. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you too, Jeffrey.
Oh, thank you for joining me today to talk about your new thriller, Damaged. Exciting film. I enjoyed it very much, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, Damaged is a crime noir story with Samuel Jackson as a Chicago detective who travels to Scotland pursuing a serial killer. But for him, his justice is personal, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is for him. Yeah, he don't want to give too much away, but he had a close, a personal grievance. He was grieving from one of the murders back in Chicago. So so for him it was very personal, and I think he spent 5 years of his life trying to catch this killer. So suddenly, when the killer turns up in Scotland, in my neck of the woods, it's exciting for him to head on over and help me try and catch this killer.
And he partners up with Vincent Cassel, and they make a unique pair, don't they? I mean, talk about the chemistry, but not only their characters, but also they seem to click very well.
Yeah, that was the beauty about this movie and the casting in it. I think that everybody had just an eclectic palette. Vincent was just so cool customer, and Sam's got this personality which is charismatic, second to none. So yeah, it was really good. It was good mix of characters.
And of course, Jackson is the ultimate fish out of water. And isn't that the best kind of character to write for? Someone who's just totally strange in a strange land.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of this genre. So for me, Seven and Silence of the Lambs and Bone Collector, Zodiac. So for me, having the ability to bring into a movie of this genre something different, and the one good thing about the UK right now is these really gritty crime dramas. So if you can incorporate the grittiness of Scotland, the train spotting side of it, but bring it back into a commercial side of it, then it will be unique and it won't get lost in a lot of the other ones like Reptiles and Little Things and whatnot. So that was the whole goal of this, and Sam put his heart and soul in this movie. So hopefully everybody.
When I think of Scotland, I think of castles and moors. I think of, Highlander, So what I loved about this is that Scotland has a lot to offer as a setting for a crime story. So I love all the foot chases down Scottish back streets. I mean, it was a side of Scotland I'm not familiar with. So I felt like Samuel Jackson, like a fish out of water.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's definitely different. Even the way, the local talent like, John Hannah and Brian McCarty and Kate Dickey, they got a chance to be Scottish, and to even the dialogue and just the means and the ways. The great scene when Brian McCarty turn up at his door and he's like, "Have you got a warrant?" "No." "Get to." That's just what happens. That's just true how it works in Scotland. So it was good probably just to have that incorporated in this movie. So I'm sure Sam is always on his toes with that.
Because the only American experience that we have with Scotland is groundskeeper Willie on The Simpsons, so. So now it's time to expand our palette with Scotland, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And as one of the writers of the film, was one of the goals to write yourself a small part too?
No. I mean, it just I had this idea. I'm not a writer, so I had these ideas for a movie, being such a great fan of the genre and knowing kind of what works and what doesn't work. And I basically took it upon had to force myself to start writing on this thing. So to get it down pen and paper. But yeah, no. I actually was more enamored with the role of McGregor, but just the way things panned out as far as color palettes of, you know, the different characters. Boyd had huge vulnerability, and the way it worked, you know, just with losing his kid in the movie, it kind of probably suited me better. The
So as a
way,
writer, you even noticed in terms of casting, who even you're writing for, who would be better for what part?
yeah, I mean, listen, it all comes down to the great work of the casting director and, you know, the director, and, you know, ultimately, and their picks and whatnot. But yeah, once you see something come to life, then you know you and the good thing about writing something is, not that I do this often, is you kind of know the essentials elements on each scene, because later on, you know, it's needed to go fair back to this. So, you know, sometimes like, oh, we can't miss that, because then it's connected to further on, and, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
so it definitely helped a lot, you know.
And of course, you needed a director to bring all this to life, all to the big screen. And Terry McDonald, you know, directed some of the greatest episodes of television, including Breaking Bad. And so was he instrumental in bringing your vision to the screen?
Terry was fantastic. Terry was more. He kind of let Sam and I do our thing. You know, and the chemistry between us. You know, um, we had. You don't want to interfere with that too much. You know, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know that saying, right? So,
Right.
so Sam and I are doing our thing, and, you know, you got to let it run, kind of thing, with small adjustments and whatnot. But yeah, no, he was very given director, but he knew what he wanted, you know. And if there's something that was missed out, you'd maybe say, look, can we, in the blocking, can you bring this in or something? But, you know, you get technical. But yeah, he was good to work with.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a great crime thriller. I enjoyed it immensely, and I appreciate your time today. And good luck with the film. Let's talk again soon.
Fantastic, all the best.